Hello everyone, I'm Matthew Hayden, joined alongside my analyst for today, Dan Eschenfelder, as we'll be covering the Middle Tennessee State University Blue Raiders and the UAB Blazers in the CUSA Tournament semifinals today. Dan, how are you feeling today?
Pretty good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. It's going to be a very, very intense match here today. As we saw UAB, they were down 3-0 against the Rice Owls yesterday, came back and won with a score of 4-3, and that last match was just nail-biting from start to finish.
What an incredible comeback from UAB. I could not believe that. And here's the sad thing. I tuned out just for a little bit right when they were up 3-0. And I thought, okay, this thing's over. Rice has got this. It's in the books. Call it quits. Only to find out I tuned back in a little bit later, and what a heck of a comeback.
What a heck of a comeback indeed. I remember I was like 3-0, yep. I turned off the stream, and I was like, all right, guess we're going to be watching Rice tomorrow. But UAB battled back. They started to scrap together some wins here and there, and then they were able to pull it out on top. And a long, long match for both teams. So interesting to see here how that plays in an early match today. Because the stream alone was 4 hours from start to finish. And so you got to think you're preparing before. There's an extra about hour or two preparing, and then also just a short turnaround here early in the morning on Saturday.
Right. And the funny thing is when Rice scheduled the play site, we do all of our broadcasts using the play site system. I'm sure you guys are all aware of this. But when Rice scheduled the play site, they only scheduled it for 3-hour broadcast. And the broadcast stopped for momentarily, so we had to go to break for a little bit. And that was right around that time when things were getting cooking, when UAB was actually starting to get back under control and start to take the run. But we were able to get back up and bring it to you and brought the win home.
Absolutely. Bringing the win home for UAB. That was their first CUSA opponent of the year.
Right.
And also their first win of the year since they never played anybody. But also it's their first win in a tournament since 2016. So a big win there for UAB and just an overall good performance from showing them because they didn't step foot against any CUSA opponents at all this year. So that was interesting to see how their first match was in the tournament. Interesting to see here how they play against MTSU, who beat the Rice Owls 7-0 here at ATC. So, again, a lot of, very limited seeing of these two teams against each other, but both share a win versus the hosts of the tournament in the Rice Owls. So
Yeah, it's really interesting. So it's kind of a double-edged sword with CUSA. CUSA has the luxury of being able to schedule outside opponents as much as they want. I mean, Coach Jimmy for the Blue Raiders has the luxury of being able to stack his schedule pretty much as a Power 5 schedule. I mean, I guess you would say that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, MTSU has played teams like Duke. They played teams like Wake Forest, who are
Right.
high-touted teams outside of CUSA, but especially in the tennis terms, they are top-ranked teams, and they went into Evansville and took down Northwestern.
Yeah.
So Coach Jimmy and the Blue Raiders they really want to put themselves up against the best because they can hang with the best. As we've seen, they take down top teams, and they are a top-ranked team in themselves in the ITA rankings. So they are really wanting to put the best teams on their schedule and wanting to see what they actually have before tournament time.
Right, without a doubt. And I mentioned it is a double-edged sword, and what I mean by that is, yes, they have the luxury of being able to schedule anybody they want, and they don't have to schedule just people inside their conference. But that double-edged sword is, come conference tournament time, you don't have a full scout. You don't really understand unless you've played the same opponents during the regular season. You don't know what you're getting at when you get to them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as we've been talking about, MTSU only has played Rice. That's their only CUSA opponent on the record this year. They played UAB last year, and they took them down, and that was at a neutral site. So that's the last time they've seen this Blazer team. But still, going a whole year without seeing a team could change in the blink of an eye. So you have to be on your A game. But Coach Jimmy and the Blue Raiders have definitely prepared as they've been in Houston. You know, they've obviously been watching matches just as much as we have, trying to get that. Who are we going to be playing? Will we be playing the Owls? Will we be playing the Blazers? They play the Blazers today, and they've done their scouting. They've jumped into this, and they're prepared as they can be without actually playing the Blazers in the regular season.
All right. It looks like the doubles are getting ready to start here right now. You're actually looking at Francisco and Oscar.
So, yeah, so court one, as you can see here on our screen today, we have Francisco Rocha and Oscar Brasham-Polson playing up for MTSU on court number one, followed by Luzowski and Mollage for UAB. So we'll jump into the action right here. As MTSU will jump out to a 15-love lead here.
It's a big overhead slam. Ozzy. Yeah, it's an easy put away. Taking it straight to the net. I'm interested to see how we stack up. I say we. Middle Tennessee State University. I'm interested to see how they stack up against these guys. This is their number one and number two players, and they're really good, at least on singles from what I could see yesterday.
Very good singles players indeed, but
now I don't know if that was the wind. Did you catch that? I do hear a little bit of a wind in my headset.
And you
can
see,
hear it?
yeah, see the net is also so interesting. Yeah, see the ball is starting to curve, so it could be a factor here.
Good serve down the tee. Yeah, actually, you can actually see the wind screens on the fence back there. See those flaps flapping. So it looks like there might be a little bit of wind there. So we'll have to wait and see if that ends up being a factor. Yeah, look at the umbrellas on the left side. They're flapping away. So we shall see. That one flies. Ozzy still going back to that front man. That's an interesting tactic. Then again, this guy's got a pretty decent serve, so Ozzy's just kind of chipping it back in. And unfortunately, if you chip it, it's an easy put away sometimes. They got lucky on that one, I think.
Mileage and Luzowski here playing against a top 50 ranked doubles team in Rocha and Brosh and Polson. So they got their hands full here in court one. They're looking to take down a giant in the doubles.
Oh, that was a big smash at the front man. That's smart tennis by Cisco. Not afraid. A lot of times staying back and grinding and just going cross court instead of going at the front man. I mean, that's the safe bet. That's what you want to do. But Cisco taking, what was that, the third ball at him, the third ball at the front man, going from the baseline to the front man, that can be dangerous, but he put some pepper on there. Did you see that?
Yeah, hit absolute
Ooh.
speed behind that ball.
Oh. Got deciding point here. See who takes it.
If you're MT here, looking to get that early break with your serve coming up next.
Looks like Cisco's going to take it. Wow. Right down the tee. It's a good serve.
Great serve there by UAB. As that will give them the 1-0 lead here. As we saw there, a little bit back and forth there. No team really, they were just exchanging blows. UAB was able to get that final serve in there and just able to, hold their serve there, which is huge going into these early double sets. Because if you fall one break down into doubles, it's not like singles where you have, kind of time to build back. But as we go here, UAB held their serve here as well in court number 2, where we have Pavel Model and Stein Slump playing against him for MTSU here as they are on serve. Up 40-15 here.
So going back to the court 1, so I'm interested to see. Obviously, the Blue Raiders were able to take that to a 40 in that game. Let's see if they can capitalize or actually go strong when it's on their own stick. I'm just curious to see what that second game, that might be telling of how they actually play this out, but they're in the changeover right now. We'll come back to them momentarily. Here's Pav.
And for UAB, you have Roman Pistolka and Nikola Persic here for UAB on court number 2.
Oh, he wants that one back. Another.
And Pistolka was that clincher for UAB against Rice. He was that final match that just seemed to never end. He was able to pull it out there.
Let's see who takes this.
If you're Pavel and Stein here, you're really got to buckle down here. Do not want to go down a break here early on.
There you go. They were able to pull that one out.
Way to hold their serve there for Stein and Pavel. So I will knot it up 1 apiece here on court number 2. And if you're MTSU, they played majority of their home games inside, Adams Tennis Complex here in Murfreesboro. So they're still trying to get used to majority of their games being inside, trying to get used to that outside court, and they haven't had the most success when playing outside. I believe they've only secured 1 win, but it was here outside. So
right,
if you're MTSU trying to find your footing here at this Rice court. And as on that final court, court number 3, Marcel Kamrowski and Andre Horak for MTSU going up against Jimenez Perez and Thanos Sapopoulos there for UAB. Kamrowski and Horak got an early break and then were able to hold their serve, so they are up 2-0 on court number 3.
Coach Jimmy's sporting the big old sun hat. Look at him. Yep, back to that front man again. Yeah, they got to find a way to get out of that first serve. You can't go back to that front man. And it looks like UAB is both courts that we've seen so far. The second man, the up man during their serve is they've decided to go right down the middle. Watch where he lands right now. He's not quite down the middle, Aussie style, but just off to the center line, making the Blue Raiders think, where's he going? All right, now he falls back. Nope. Stay in center. If I'm Stein, I take that down the baseline. If he can get a hold of it. Definitely on a second serve. That's a tough one. That's an easy hold for UAB.
UAB clean slate there on their serve, holding it there, so now they'll go up 2-1. And if you're MTSU, again, first time playing, UAB played yesterday on these courts, so they are a little bit more comfortable. How do you get into that state where you're comfortable and you're able to find your footing? Because if you wait too late, it could be too late for MTSU. And so how do you find that footing early on and, being able to play this brand of tennis that you want to play?
Yeah, so, I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the Blue Raiders to actually find their groove. I don't think you're going to see a kind of a late move. Maybe the first couple of games probably won't go their way because they got to find their rhythm to get into it. UAB had the luxury, I say luxury, of playing yesterday, but that luxury came with a 4.5-hour exhausting match. But they did have the luxury of being able to play yesterday. They know the courts. They know what it's like there to be out there in the sun. So they have gotten acclimated a little bit more. But again, it was a long match. So I think, it's just a slight favor to UAB until MTSU finds their groove.
UAB was just able to hold their serve here on court number 3, but still down a break here against MTSU, so it seems as the MTSU freshmen and Andre Horak and Marcel Kamrowski out to an early lead here, able to jump out on top. So we see there the freshmen for MTSU were able to, come out with an early break there and come out, able to hold their serve. So good momentum there for the freshmen there, but it's also you got to look for those grad students for MTSU, the Pav, Stein, and Cisco.
Right.
They're veterans. So I understand, they're coming into this match. They've been here before. They've won a couple, CSA championships here and there. And they're looking to, hit the ground running here at these Rice courts. So if you're an MTSU fan, you have the veteran leadership. They know how to, win these games in matches they haven't seen much. So, but it's just when will that change of tide happen for MTSU?
That was an interesting move. So, dishing out a little bit of their own medicine. So MTSU deciding to go Aussie style on the lineup, as you see Ozzy there at dead center, and choosing on the first serve to split sides and go the opposite direction. You caught UAB off guard. They thought they were going deep to the deep man, but right straight to his stick. Got to keep him guessing. Francisco serving. That's interesting. UAB deciding to crash the net, both men up, even though Cisco had a pretty decent serve on that. He was able to come back up pretty quick.
And with that aggressive play style, having both of your men push to that front, trying to, if you're able to sneak a ball, well, obviously it gets past them. That's an easy point there. So is the risk of playing that more aggressive style worth the reward at times, when, especially when you're already up 2-1 and you're trying to get a break here?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You see he's in the Aussie again right there. That time they decided to stay on their own sides, and it actually ended up going straight back to Ozzy's stick again. So, again, changing it up a little bit to see where he's going. So, in that case, he thought he'd go to the right instead of the left, which is the deep side of the court, because he thought that he was going to be switching sides again like they did last serve. And this time it didn't go that way, but it went MTSU's way. Now you said, you asked me, does it help to get up to the net quickly if you're on the defense? I mean, yes, but it's difficult because, for instance, if you look at this serve, he's probably going to serve this one out wide, I would assume, as far over to the right as he is. No, he didn't. Wow. Again, changing it up. I'm liking what I'm seeing by the game tactics today by the Blue Raiders, changing it up all the time. So back to what you said, getting up to the net. Yes, it's going to benefit you to get to the net, but it's the getting to the net that's the difficult chore.
It's a process of getting up to there and getting your spot situated at the front of the net,
right,
more so than trying to execute the attack after you get there.
That's absolutely correct. Let's see where Oscar decides to go here. If he stays on his own side, he stays for an easy put away. If that would have been in. Wait, did they call that out? Francisco doesn't even know.
Both balls have been sent over, so the point has been rewarded to MTSU, as they will now knot it up 2 apiece here on court number 1. A little update around the courts. On court number 2, Stein and Pav were able to hold their serve as well, as they will now knot it up 2-2 on court number 2. And then finally on court number 3, Marcel and Andre were able to hold their serve as well, and they are up 3-1 with that early break still on court number 3.
So they're still up that break. Nice. Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, UAB's going to – it looks like they're going to try to serve and volley every chance they get. They want to get up to that net, especially on the first serve. Tough to get there on the second serve. All depends on how much movement, how much of an angle, how much placement they can actually get on that second serve.
And when you're playing up against a team on when you're on defense and the team is trying to be aggressive with the nets, we saw there they were able to. What's the best way to counter that if you're on defense when they're playing aggressive and up front on the net?
Say that again. If
the offensive team is playing that aggressive style where both are pushing forward and trying to get in front of the net, what's the best way from a defensive standpoint to kind of counteract that? And
buckle up, because you're in for a ride. When somebody gets to the net like that, when you got 2 people at the net, I mean, big bonus for you. Like, look at this. Oh, they were lucky to actually slide that by. Net's a little bit too high. Yeah, it can be tough. It can be tough to answer your question.
So you can hear the wind.
Yeah, right.
Playing a major factor.
Gonna blow that chair ump's cap right off there.
So ruled out by Ozzy there.
Yeah, that was close. That looked. I want to say that looked like a kick on the first serve. That one goes out. 30-all?
30-all here on court number 1.
Yep.
Court number 2 to the right of our screen. UAB up 3-2 as they were able to hold their serve. So both teams on court number 2 seeing no one can get a break there. It's the same story so far here on court number 1.
That was a good serve.
Zofsky and Malic here trying to hold their serve as they go up 3-2 here. But Cisco and All is trying to fight back here.
See if they can get this break here.
Can't.
That's a good serve.
Good serve there by UAB.
Serve out wide. All right.
Gives them a 3-2 lead here on court number 1. So both courts 1 and courts 2. Both court 1 and court 2, 3-2 in favor of UAB. Both teams just exchanging serves back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
So one's got to find an early break there, but we've had break time here on court number 3 with Marcel Kamrowski and Andre Horak up 3-1.
So we're able to, Matt's got the box score pulled up. So, we would encourage you guys watching this one, obviously stay tuned and keep watching us. But if you want to pull up on a second screen, Rice is actually updating the box scores live. We'll get you those scores as soon as they update also, like we're doing right now. But if you want to, you can actually see that in real time if you want to have that on a second tab if you want.
Absolutely. Lots of action
so another hold here.
Lots of action going on. So tons of action here early on in the semifinal game between MTSU and UAB. And just again, this doubles action has been back and forth between these two teams. As UAB, as we jump down on court number 2.
Got Pav serving. Oh. Did Pavel get that? Wow.
What a save there by Pav.
Did you see it? Both balls. The ball hit the line for Pav. He had to chase back, actually got a stick on that, put it back to their baseline as well. UAB is able to capitalize on it, though. Interesting. Good wheels by Pavel there.
15-30 here on court number 2.
See what he does on this second serve. Looks like he's going down the middle, if I could tell from Stein's hand. Yep, down the middle. Oh, and that goes deep. Wow. So a little bit of body serving going on. I think that might be smart.
Court number 1. Oscar Brostrom-Polson and Francisco Rocha up 40 love there as they look to hold their serve and trying to knot it up 3 apiece. So we are 30 all here on court number 2. Where Pavel Modal on to serve for the Blue Raiders. Trying to hold their serve here. And then finally on court number 3, Marcel Kamrowski and Andre Horak up 15, or knotted up at 15 all, but are up 3-2 with a break still. There's a huge slam at the front of the net there by Stein. Pushes it now 40-30 here.
There you go. Got those 2 points back.
As court number 1 wraps up another game there. MTSU jumps out, holding their serve as it will knot it up 3-3 there.
Yeah. It's tough when you get a tough serve coming at you. A first serve that is with a lot of power. It's a flat ball. A lot of times, at the college level, you're just getting a stick on it. As a returner, you're just getting a stick on it, and it's going to be a chip. And you can't really decide where that's going to go because you don't have any control over it. You basically just have enough time to actually get your stick to where the ball actually is and just meet it. Well, you don't know where that's going to go, and a lot of times it goes floating right straight back to the front man for an easy put away, which is what you just saw, like that.
We saw MTSU.
They were able to get that, though. Wow.
Those court 1, 3-3, court 2, 3-3, and Marcel Kamrowski and Andre Horak on court number 3 also securing their game. So still up that break,
yeah.
4-2. So
wow.
Courts 1 and 2 are back and forth matches between UAB and MTSU. As on court 3, UAB looking to bounce back at a break of their own to knot it up.
Let's see what Stein does on this serve here. Yep. Decided to dish out the same medicine, go to a body serve as well. 15 all here. That's floating. No, did it? Did it clip?
Clips the line there.
Jimmy's got a fist up in the air like they got that, but did they call it? And let's see if they did call it out. Let's see if the chair ump overrules it.
That ball did clip the corner right there. What a play by Stein. Slum pushes it now 15-30 in favor of MTSU.
Yeah, they gave the Raiders that point. Wow. I think it didn't hurt that Jimmy walked onto the court with a fist raised and said, "Yes, sir, that was for sure ours." Sometimes that works. All right, now let's see what he does on this second serve. How much movement? Let's see if he does a kick serve out wide, if I had to guess. We'll see. That's exactly what he did. And do you see how high Stein had to go just to get that? Reaching all the way back across his body, up in the air over his head. That's what that kick is good for. Gets people's rackets away from their body. The further away from the body, the less control you're going to have. So tied up 30 here. Let's see what Pavel does.
Back and forth matchup between UAB and MTSU. UAB entering the tournament as a 5 seed. MTSU the number 1 seed. So
that was an incredible return by Pavel.
Huge return there by Pavel.
He saw that one.
Gives MTSU one ball now away from getting a break point here.
Let's see if they can capitalize on that. Let's see if Stein does the same thing. Yeah, Pavel saw that for days, didn't he?
Just read it perfectly, landed it in a spot where no one could do anything about it.
That was the first serve, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first serve that he got that. Yeah, to see a first serve. I mean, these guys, let's be honest, these college kids, these guys are throwing that ball over the net at 120, 125 miles an hour. I mean, it's ridiculously fast. Almost took off his partner's hat.
Update on court number 1. UAB able to hold their serve there as well. So 4-3 with MTSU on the serve now. So court 1 just seeing hold after hold there, but a potential break here.
Yeah, flies that.
That one just a bit long there.
Still got another break point chance, though. Receiver's choice.
Huge deciding point here. Can UAB hold their serve, or can MTSU secure a break on court number 2?
How much momentum you think this will have if they go up a break on this one?
Could be a huge momentum change here.
Especially at 4-3, right?
Absolutely.
4-3 is a big head game number. You want to be up a break at 4. Let's see. That's a good serve. They got it.
Huge break there from MTSU. Up now 4-3.
Woo, we say it here. It comes out there, Matt.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a handshake for that one. That's pretty good.
Huge break for MTSU. And just a great return there. That serve very tricky, but MTSU was able to respond there, hold their ground, and able to get a huge break in there. Now they go into their serve where if they hold, they go up 5-3 and are now one game away from securing a victory on court number 2. Yep. And on court number 3, it matches the same score there, 4-3 for MTSU. So 2 courts now fall in favor of MTSU as the freshman duo of Marcel Kamrowski and Andre Horak looking to hold their serve here to give them a 5-3 lead. Goes to 15 love here with Andre on to serve.
So still up that break. We got TJ Myers on the production end of this, so he's getting a little bit creative with that. I don't know if you saw that box in box. We were dancing at the baseline there, Matt. You see that?
Yeah, we don't want to take away from the action. Our faces, the fans see it too much.
Trust me, you'd rather see the Blue Raiders down there at the baseline instead of my fat mug.
Huge update. Court number 1, 40 love in favor of UAB, so they're on the brink of a break there. So,
wow, that was a heck of a return.
Woo. Andre able to keep it in.
Andre reached for that one. Yeah. It's so tough. Going from the baseline, there's so much time to actually to do something about it. Going at the front man from way deep in the baseline, it's a recipe for disaster unless you are just teeing off on that ball. You got to put a lot of RPMs on that ball for somebody at the front to not see it in time. That's easy. Split the uprights, I guess.
7-10
Put it
split,
down the middle.
7-10 split there.
7-10 split. I like that one better. That's a pretty good one.
By Kamrowski. Now pushes it to 40-15 here.
Again, do you see the call by Marcel there? That middle finger, that indicates body serve. Let's see. No, decides to go down the tee. Hey.
MT.
It worked.
Holds their serve here.
I don't know if he shook off Marcel and decided to do his own, or if he just missed the mark. Either way, it worked.
MT now up 5-3 here on court number 3. And on court number 2, Pav and Stein also going up 5-3 there. So 2 courts now, 1 game away from clinching. And Francisco Rocha and Oscar Broschen-Polson bouncing back. They were down love 40 on court number 1, but now they are back 30-40 there with their serve as they try to hold their serve and knot it up 4-4. Spopoulos and Jimenez Perez here having been down a break early on, still haven't been able to rebound. So.
I think TJ's going to try to put up double boxes here on court 2 and court 2 and court 3 since they are up at 5 games.
Absolutely, both courts 2 and courts number 3, 1 game away in favor of the Blue Raiders. So UAB having to battle back.
Thanks, TJ.
Both having to find a break. As court 1 will get a break time there. UAB jumping out 5-3 now.
Ooh. Yeah, did you catch that? Yeah, Blue Raiders on court 1 just went down a break. Who's serving on that? Does it say?
Does not say who was on to serve there, but
okay.
But UAB now holds their serve, so now they are on to serve there.
Yeah.
But MT.
So we have court 3 on the left side of your screen and court 2 on the right. See who capitalizes first here.
Both MTSU on courts 2 and 3 were able to jump out with a low 15 lead. Court number 3 knots it up 15 all there. So I believe that one might have been rolled out.
I think you talking about on Stein and Pav.
Yeah.
It looks like, if I had to guess, the chair ump overruled the Blue Raiders. I think the Blue Raiders called it out, but chair ump indicated the in hand.
Yeah. Both courts now knotted up 15 all here.
That was a wicked return by Marcel.
If you're MT, it looks like it overruled an overrule. Court, we're a little trying to figure out the score there on the right side on court number 2.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was
Flashed
momentarily it flashed to 30-0, didn't it? 30 love.
But now 15 all.
Yeah, they got it right.
If you're MT here, this one isn't a dire break, but you'd much rather get it
Right.
finished up here rather than run the risk of having to fall onto your serve.
That's a heck of a return.
Court number 2 now both 15-30 on court number 2. Court number 3, 30 all.
There we go.
Huge shot by Stein there.
Yep, that little lollipop floater that UAB tried to put to mid court was not going to work in their favor. Was that Ozzy back there? No, that was
Stein
that
slump.
was Stein back there. Yeah, Stein just said no, not happening, not from center court.
Now we'll go 15-40 match point on court number 2.
Ooh, Marcel.
Huge shot there by Marcel. Both courts now match point in favor of MTSU.
Almost took his head off there. There it is.
That one would be sent
That
long
will do
there.
it for Stein. And Pavel Model gets it done 6-3.
The grad student duo of Pavel Model and Stein Slump securing a court 2 victory in the doubles 6-3. And now the freshman duo, the opposite side of the spectrum, also 30-40 here, court number 3, match point in favor of MT. As court number 1 falls in favor of UAB. UAB clinching 6-3 on court number 1. So it all falls now on court number 3.
So it's tied up, and this is the deciding point right here. So, yep.
So
we've
all
got
coming down to court
last
number
point
3.
right here. But they still got another chance. If UAB gets these next 2 points and actually stays in this game and actually does it, they still have another. They still have the break.
MT.
Let's see if they can do it on UAB's serve here, though. That's a kick out wide, right straight off the get-go. But they do have another break point here. Chance.
So MT
on
still
deciding
having
point.
that break, so able to now will come to their service.
Oh, wait. They must have had the wrong score up there. That must have been deciding point.
Yeah. So UAB was able, they were down 30-40, able to secure, knotted up 40 all there in a deciding point in that little transition era. But now they go 5-4. MT now on to serve here.
We shall see. You think they can hold serve here?
I mean, if they go off base of what the matches have been, we've seen most teams being able to hold their serves there. And really, once they go down a break, no team has been able to bounce back and gain that break back and knot it up. So the writing is in favor of MT here, but can UAB flip the script?
After yesterday, that script can be rewritten real quick. If anybody can do it, this UAB team can do it. We don't want to paint the wolf here, but it is entirely possible. This UAB team is very resilient, as they proved that yesterday from a 0-3 deficit, team deficit, coming all the way back to beat the Rice Owls.
Like you've been saying,
It's Marcel to serve, right? Yes, that's Marcel.
Marcel, nice serve there. Jumps out 15 love here. And like you were saying, if any team can flip the script here, it is UAB down 3-0 as a team. They were one singles game away from losing and being sent home from this tournament, but they were able to battle back in a long day in the Texas heat. Were able to secure that 4-3 victory over the hosts Rice Owls in a 5-4 upset in round number 1, as they now go up against the top-seeded MTSU Blue Raiders. For those just joining us, court number 1 fell in favor of the UAB Blazers. Court number 2 falling in favor of MTSU. So this is the deciding court here for the doubles matches.
There it is. On a second serve, he just missed the mark. There wasn't a whole lot of movement on that ball either. It's a 30-15.
You hear the MTSU chants, "Go blue, go white," as they try to cheer on this freshman duo.
Got doubles point.
Huge point here. The "Let's Go Raiders" chants echoing throughout the Rice home courts.
Got 2 match points here.
As Marcel back to serve.
And that'll do it.
That will clinch it. MTSU clinching the doubles point here, going up 1-0 as they head into singles. So huge momentum there, as we saw just a bunch of back and forth matches, and then finally once one team was able to get that break, they never let the lead go. So if you're MT, you got to be riding this momentum high. Huge clincher there for MT, and also simultaneously going alongside UTSA clinching their doubles points as well
against FAU.
So
wow,
UTSA.
That's a big one. Then again, UTSA is the real deal this year. Very. What are they ranked?
UTSA was a
top
highly
40,
ranked,
right? 41. Yeah, 41.
41 ranked team. So a very likely opponent for MT. For MT to play, but MT still got to take down the UAB Blazers, as they will jump out to a 1-0 lead here into the doubles points. And so lots of action still ahead of us, including with the singles matches. After we come back from our break, we will have those singles lineups for you here on MTN Sports' YouTube channel and CUSA.TV. We'll catch you right back after the break.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend.
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
Stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard
Outside of sports.
As student athletes,
we have a platform.
Now more than ever.
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
and raise our voices for change.
We can all do more.
Now is the time
To make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together, we will continue the conversation.
We have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Adams Tennis Complex here with our broadcast of the CUSA semifinal tournament here against the MTSU Blue Raiders and the UAB Blazers. Here early on, MTSU able to secure that doubles point there as we'll now transition into our singles matches. The coin flips are underway here. Court number 1 features Stein Slump for MTSU, who was on that court number 2 duo of Pav and Stein. And UAB will be sending out their top player, Mikhail Lusovsky here. As he was one of those courts in their singles match against Rice. I was able to clinch a point there. So coming off a win yesterday for Lusovsky here. That won't be out. Play site still trying to make sure to get the scoring correct. As jumps out to a 15-love lead here.
Well, that's a quick game. A quick match. Obviously, play side's having a hiccup here. It's saying that the match is completed, but obviously that's a mistake on the play side side. So once that jumps out of the way, we'll be able to see the full court here.
He's jumping out to a 30-love lead here on his serve.
Yeah, if I had to guess, play side is not going to be able to know what's going on here until the chair ump actually registers the first point. Oh, I could be wrong. There you go. Now you can see a full screen.
Clean serve there.
Very quick hold.
For Lusovsky there against Slump. Both Court 1 seniors, so both playing for a lot on the line here, entering their potential last CUSA tournament run. So we saw there, just like in doubles, holding serves early on. Again, just trying to find where can you find those breaks, where can you get that early advantage.
Right.
And you're trying to, if you're UAB, I don't think they've fallen behind is a worry for them. I mean, they were down 3-0, one game away from losing and being sent home, but they were able to battle back. So if you're MTSU here, you've got to keep your foot on the pedal to the metal here. As we'll jump on to court number 3, where we have Oscar Brosh and Polson here playing up against UAB's court number 3.
Yeah, is that a break? That is a break, yeah. Oscar is serving, right? The blue dot's in his name.
Voltage Posedny here for UAB.
No, the dot is wrong. So, on serve. That's a good kick out wide. Tough ball to reach for. So it looks like I'm looking at the UAB schedule here. It looks like the only teams we have in common that I notice is South Florida. They lost to South Florida. I believe we beat South Florida.
South Florida got MTSU swept South Florida.
We did, and Chattanooga. We played Chattanooga, didn't we?
Or that was
MTSU?
MTSU's women's team played Chattanooga.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like South Florida's might be the only same opponent, other than Rice.
And I believe
Rice is the only Conference USA team we played. MTSU played this year.
That is indeed, and I believe another team in common was Mississippi State.
Oh, Mississippi State, that's right.
Both UAB
we both lost to them.
Both UAB and MTSU did fall to the Bulldogs.
Maybe that was the short-term memory. I was trying to save myself, spare myself the agony of that one.
the short-term
didn't want to
memory
relive that, Matt.
For athletes, I understand. As play site again a little wonky. It is not a break point. Posedny is on his serve, so. So I went just a bit out there. Hold there by Posedny. We'll knot it up one game apiece here in the first set on court number 3.
On that one. He wants that one back. Oscar does. Not a very fast second serve either. Just mishit it. Still on serve. Oscar's got a cannon for a first serve.
So as we're on board here on court number 3 with Brochenpulse and Posedny coming in with a lefty, obviously a lefty here. As they're, depending on the side, majority we see in all their sports, the lefties kind of be a little bit different for some people to play. Is that the same here when it comes to, your singles matches?
The interesting thing about lefties is, first of all, you just don't know who you're going to get. Obviously, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the backhand side, for the righty, in this case for Oscar, because they have such a powerful. Everybody's got a powerful forehand. That's the power hit. But taking that to the backhand, a backhand trying to react quick enough to a lefty is tough. But the pendulum swings the other way also. Oscar has the advantage on his forehand going to his opponent's backhand. So it kind of
evens out there.
It kind of evens out, right?
But still a little bit.
But they're used to it. That's the other factor. More people are right-handed players, so obviously left-handers are forced to be really good at their backhand because they see it all day long. Because because people want to play with their forehand. The forehand is a safer shot than a backhand, typically, and more powerful. Got 30 all here. I wish we had an aerial shot of this Rice courts. These are some of this is one of the most beautiful courts. I don't know if you've seen an exterior shot at Houston here at Rice, but this is some of the most beautiful courts in all of college tennis. Beautiful courts. As a matter of fact, Coach Jimmy actually wanted to, in his remodel, this was one of the standards that he actually wanted to model it after, was something like Rice's courts. But it's beautiful courts. If we could only get a drone shot out there.
As Posedny with a potential break here in the first set.
Oh, a chip. Let's see if that does it. Yep, that did not go in his favor. Jumps out to an early break, UAB. Wow.
Early break there for UAB, so if you're Oscar Brosh and Polson, not how you wanted that to play out. So,
Right.
so lots of action early on here. Lots of action here. Early break there for UAB. So, again, as we saw with doubles, once that team got that early break, it seems like no team could have bounced back there as we jump into the action here on court number 2 with a potential break here as well. Francisco Rocha and Postolska, who was that last player for UAB who jumped out and was able to secure the victory in that long match. Francisco Rocha now with the deciding point could get a break here himself.
Oh, wow. A big inside out by Francisco. Forces the guy to shoot it wide. That's a big break by Francisco Rocha.
Big break there as you see Francisco pumped up early on.
Francisco never gets pumped up.
He's a quiet player.
He's so quiet, isn't he?
You sometimes think he's not even playing how quiet he is if you've ever witnessed some home matches.
Yeah, he can definitely get pumped up, right?
The catalyst for this Blue Raider team. Go back and watch MTSU's senior day match versus UT Southern. You would hear the praise that head coach Jimmy Borndame has given Francisco Rocha of how he has been a huge factor for all 3 championship teams for the Blue Raiders. That one's in just a bit long there by Rocha.
Idea. Wow. It's tough for both of them there.
Close. That one could have gone bad for Rocha, but ball bounced in his favor over the net, forcing Stolka to respond. Just couldn't get anything on it. Francisco with some great reaction there, able to blow it right by him.
Wow. That's an incredible angle. 2 strokes to the forehand side, 1 deep, 1 angled. It's a beautiful 1-2 punch.
Yes, Francisco now 1 ball away from holding his serve, going up 3-0 here early on in the singles first set. Roman Pistolka 1-2, not be opposed to his opponent on the other side of the court, jumping out to early lead. So if you're Rocha here, you've got to keep attacking and don't let Pistolka breathe. Tough break
call
there.
lead on that one. It almost looked like that ball was flying deep too, wasn't it? Oh, Francisco thinks it's over. Uh-oh. He didn't think he thought that the ball was already played. He's wanting to look at this. I think this is not gonna favor Francisco. He's going to argue the point, and it makes sense what he's arguing actually, because the ball was already off of his racket. The ball was already flowing, going deep. Then the ball enters the court. Let's see who's going to win. It does not look like it's going to go Francisco's way. I see his point. Even though UAB and the chair ump both indicated let. It was after the ball was actually hit. I think that's a wrong call. I think that's a wrong call.
Well, it seems the officials will disagree with you down in Houston. So Cisco, is this game will play on. Cisco still up 40-30 here with his serve. It's not a break point for Stolka there. Or my apologies. PlaySite having it as a break point for Rocha there, but Rocha on to serve here, 40-30.
That's a big kick out wide.
Does it seem to
I
be
think
ruled
that
out?
I got a feeling. I mean, he didn't even come close to getting that kick out wide. I have to believe that Francisco is putting that in his Rolodex right now. I got a feeling that's going to be a part of this arsenal from here on out. Knowing how well that kick out wide did, I mean, the guy wasn't even close. He almost comes off a little slow.
Francisco Rocha up a break here and will now go up 3-0 here on court number 2 in the first set in game 1. As we will take a break here from the action there. Again, early breaks we've seen on court number 2 in favor of MTSU, but then on court number 3, UAB jumping out to their early break. So just, again, trying to find those courts. MTSU with that doubles point, so they have the luxury of only having to secure 3 courts. While if you're UAB, you got to secure 4. So huge action here. As we've seen 2 of the 3 grad students for MTSU. We saw the first action, Stein Slump on court 1, Francisco Rocha on court number 2, and then finally on court number 6, Pavel Model, rounding out the big 3 of seniors for MTSU in their last CUSA tournament, trying to get things started here in their first matchup and a potential path to a 4-peat for the Blue Raiders.
Pavel with incredible patience. He could have gone right at him. Instead, he wanted to place the ball to set up that next shot. That is a senior mentality, or in his case, graduate mentality. Somebody that's been playing the game a long time.
Playing the game a long time indeed. Pavel Model now with a break here, as that was a
big break.
Big break there, able to play that patient game, waiting, setting up that final shot that just skips right past Propulsa there for UAB.
Absolutely.
As Pavel will now be on serve here. So 2 courts now in the first sets, falling with breaks for MTSU. Court 3 falling with a break in favor of UAB. It just seems around the Rice courts at court 1 holding 2-2. And then court number 4 featuring Andre Horak. And for UAB, Noah Malaji there. Also 2-2. Court number 5 sees Marcel Kamrowski up 2-1. There on court number 5, and he's up 30 love there. So court number 5 could be a potential another break in favor of MT there, depending on if Marcel is able to.
On which court did you say?
On court number 5. So court 5
okay.
could fall in favor of a break in the first set. Marcel Kamrowski up 2-1 and is up 40 love against Carlos Jimenez Perez there for UAB. So
wow.
Beautiful shot there by Horak.
Big 1-2 punch there.
As court number 5 does officially wrap up that game. It's now 3-1, so break there for Kamrowski for MTSU. And Andre Horak also looking to potentially get a break here.
Got a couple of break points on him here.
On court number 4.
Yeah. Was able to stave off one of those. Still got another break point chance here. Actually, in college tennis, you could almost call this 2 break chances because the deciding point is actually a break as well. So you still got 2 more chances here. There it is.
And as you can hear, Andre taking the words right out of my mouth. There's a break point.
It's a break on 4. Andre with a big break.
So, just a quick recap. Courts number 2, Francisco Rocha getting a break there for MTSU. Court number 3, Pasolzi there, Pazedmi there for UAB. Getting a break for UAB. Court number 4, Horak getting a break for MTSU. And court 5, Kamrowski getting a break for MTSU. And then court number 6, Modal getting a break for MTSU. So lots of breaks early on here. Lots of breaks early on there for MTSU in the first sets, but UAB also able to get a break of their own on courts number 3. So if you're UAB, you just got to bounce back. You have to. They bounced back pretty well against Rice. So if you're MTSU, you have. We've been preaching it a lot here. You have to.
So
keep
do you
going.
not want to go ahead 3-0? maybe they don't want to go 3-0, folks. maybe 3-1.
As we'll jump on here to the action of court number 5, where we could potentially see another break point here if play site serves us correctly.
And it does. If 40 love is it, looks like it. Did you see UAB looking up at the sun? I got a feeling he's serving towards the sun, and it looks like on the forehand side, on the front side of your screen, if you can see on the left side, you see the shadow of the lights. Obviously, that means this guy is staring straight into the sun. So, advantage MT? We'll see. Oh. Wow, kick out wide. Wow. Big break on that one.
Great.
So that's 3 breaks in a row we just seen, Matt.
Huge breaks all around for MT, so huge. MTU's starting to seem to find their ground here in the singles matches after a rocky start there in their double matches. So MTSU looking to find MTSU once again early breaks here in these first sets for singles, trying to just slowly but surely find their grounding, But looks like they're jumping out to a great lead. They're finally getting their footing again. A team that hasn't seen a lot of success on outside courts. You really want to see early success if you're MT here with UAB.
That's a big serve by Stein.
Stein able to hold his serve there. Will knots it up 3-all. Again, Luzovsky here, another senior, the top player for UAB.
Oh, just a miss hit by Stein. Give me that ball back.
As that ball sent into orbit there by Stein. Fun down in Houston. As you see on court 1, the 3-3 all here in the first set. Court 2, 3-1 in favor.
Wow. So that was interesting. I don't know if it was dialed up on purpose or if that was just a lucky 1-2 punch as he brings Stein into the net. Don't know if that was a miss hit. Don't know if that was by design, lure him in, go through him. But that's exactly what he was able to take advantage of. Lured him in, then went deep right straight through him.
So you have a in-between serves here. Stein with that ball going a little bit wide there. 30-15 here, court number 1. Court number 2, 3-1 in favor of Rocha for MTSU. Court number 3 is a 5-2 for Podsedny there for UAB over Brosham Polson for MTSU.
We'll have to go to 3 here momentarily here, see if we can.
So we'll jump back up here into booth and head.
Yeah, looks like we're going to go to 3 after all.
We will be heading down to court number 3 where there's a potential game clincher there for the first set victory for Podsedny there for UAB. So Brosham Polson
struggling here.
Off to a rocky start in his singles.
Wow, so down 2 breaks because UAB is serving for the set. Wow. Well, you were asking about that lefty.
The lefty coming out.
He's giving Oscar a fit, looks like.
Giving Brosham Polson a huge mountain to climb here. That one just jams. Brosham Polson, you can see the disgruntled.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Lefty Podsedny here plays a very laid-back approach.
I think it looks like this guy wants to stay back and grind. It'd be interesting to see what he can do at the net, or better yet, look at that. It looks, yeah. I almost want to see Ozzy actually get to the net a little bit more. It looks like he would have a little bit more success rushing the net.
Absolutely, rushing the net, just playing that aggressor role is trying to just get Podsedny out of his, his wanting to stay back on that back line and just grind away. So you have to be aggressive there. Yep. If you're on the attack, if you're Brosham Polson, trying to throw a wrench into his plans here.
Yeah. See if Oscar changes it up a little bit. He's in a pretty big hole, though. Down two breaks. Oh, wow.
Crossover action there by Zedmi, having Brosh and Polson going the other way, but send it right back where he was.
Oscar was so far off the court, Podzemny could actually choose which way he wanted to go. He could go at the heels of an Oscar rushing back on the net, or back on the court, which is an easier shot, or go cross court. Chose to go with the ankles. Yep.
That one rolled out there just outside the line. Knots it up 30 all here. Brosh and Polson trying to bounce back.
From what I've seen so far, from the last time we were on this court and now, it looks like, you mentioned it, he wants to stay back there and grind. But also it looks like he doesn't want to go the distance. He doesn't want to go long balls. It almost looks like he wants to shorten the point like that. See what I mean? He wants to finish the point within a few shots. He doesn't want to go 5, 6, 7 rallies with that ball because it doesn't look like they benefit him.
Set point here for Podzemny.
Got a little play site buffering there.
Like we mentioned in doubles, it's if you're Brosh and Polson and Podzemny is wanting to sit back and grind, the counteract is being aggressive and getting to that front net, but that's the hard part is finally getting up there, getting your feet set, and being able to attack, not so the attacking part itself.
Yeah. Now if he goes through him, we'll see. I didn't get to it. That was for the set, right?
Yep.
It sure was.
Set clincher there.
So he puts a drop on Oscar, able to take the first set 6-2.
6-2.
What's your thoughts on that one, Matt?
If you're Brosh and Polson, you've been around, these championship caliber teams, you have to be able to rebound. And we've seen with Podzemny wanting to sit back there, wanting to, kind of pick you apart in those first couple of balls. So if you're able to kind of prolong it a little bit, get them uncomfortable and, being able to slowly but surely push forward and get into that front net, that's your key to success there. But Podzemny was able to just kind of pick apart Brosh and Polson there, getting into those mind games. We saw the disgruntle there for Brosh and Polson.
Oscar's resilient. He's good at coming back. He's come from behind many times, so I have no doubt. I'm sure he's going to bring a better game in the second set. Let's see what he learns. Over here to Marcel, though, Komrowski.
UAB able to clinch their first set on court 3, but MTSU closing in on clinching their first set with Marcel Komrowski here on court number 5 against Carlos Jimenez Perez.
You can really hear that wind picking up, too.
Yeah, wind picking up indeed. As quick split screen here, as we see MTSU on court 5 is up 5-1, but also right next to them, court number 6, Pablo Modal for MTSU is up 5-2.
Okay.
So we're going to go a little split screen action here. Court number 5 on the left side of the screen, court number 6 on the right side of your screen. Both MT at 5 apiece.
We got Pablo Modal on the right side here.
Marcel Komrowski on the left side for MTSU. Carlos Jimenez Perez on the left side for UAB. And Thanos.
Oh, easy. Down the line, put away for Marcel.
For UAB on the right side. So 2 chances here for MT to claim a set. So that one seemed to be sent a little bit long there.
Pavel's got a couple of points, a couple of set points here. And Marcel's got 1 set point.
By Baropoulos there. So both MTSU now
On a
1
break.
ball away from
Set
set
point, break point on the left. Both services go into the net.
You can hear that wind in Houston picking up here. As it seems Pavel Model has clinched the first set
Pavel got
victory.
I missed that because I was looking on the left. And they both got it.
Simultaneously clinching that
Wow.
first set. And
I didn't know which ball to watch.
Yeah, so much action
Both
going
of them
on.
were interesting.
But both.
I look away from Pav and he clinches it, and I'm looking at the shot on the left here. So we've got 3 sets now, right? So Pavel's up a set, Marcel's up a set, and who's the third?
The third is the action we're jumping into right now on court number 4. Andre Horak is also
Andre.
up 5-3 here on court number 4 for MT. So a potential 3 courts falling in favor of a first set victory for MT, which is really good there because, once again, clinching that doubles point, you just need 3. And if you can jump out to those early set leads there in 3 courts, you're in the driver's seat. But, again, the story for UAB is their resilience, their ability to come back from any deficit. So if you're MTSU, you've got to get 3 courts you feel really comfortable about, because if you get 2, you may fall under that 3-0 curse that Rice fell under. And UAB was able to climb back there. Court 1 with Stein slump. Michael Lusowski there, also 4-4 in the first set. Court 2, Francisco Rocha up 5-2 against Roman Pistolka there on court number 2. So another potential that one seemed to just miss that back
deep,
line.
looks like, yeah. So we could stay on this court. Might as well, since Andre's going to be serving for the set here momentarily.
This will now go. I believe that might have been. Does the dot service correctly? A break point for Mileage there, so we'll see.
So the dot has not changed yet, but it'll be Andre's serve.
So Andre on to serve here for potential set clincher here.
Yeah. Right idea. Wide open court, just couldn't to hit that line. Yeah, love 15.
You can hear Coach Jimmy shouting down to Brock, better known as Francisco Rocha for MT. Smallage, another one of those players that, for UAB, that sits back, likes to grind out on the back line. potentially see Andre try to pull off a more aggressive approach here.
Wow. Choosing to go long rally backhand. That was completely dictated by Andre. 100%.
As this game gets knotted up 15-all there. On court 2, also 15-all with Francisco Rocha up 5-2 in that first set. That seemed to potentially be a double fault there for Horak.
Wow.
So we'll now push it to 15-30 here. Another long rally here.
That one goes deep.
Sent deep by Mollage there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this guy's comfortable with his backhand, and I find it odd that Andre continues to go to his backhand.
Mollage one to favor his backhand. As again, favoring his backhand and kind of just sitting on that back line, grinding away. Just not too much on the ball, but also not want to be very aggressive in attack. So we hear the term all the time in football is sort of game manager-esque style quarterback.
That was interesting. So if I'm Horak here, I exploit his forehand a little bit more, and it looks like that was the set.
So that set
I would go towards his forehand a little bit more because his forehand is just vanilla. There's really not a lot of. I mean, he had all day on that last ball. And he could have put some pepper on it. He could have put something on it, but he just didn't. I don't know if he was playing it safe because here it is set point, and he just wants to stay in the rally or stay in the point. Hard to say, but yeah, looks like Andre has a commanding lead on this one right here.
As we finish up the action there on court number 4, Andre Horak up now a set there as we'll jump onto court number 2 where Francisco Rocha, who is now at 5-2, and that game is 40-30 in favor of Rocha. So another potential set as we jump into it, 40-all.
Deuce. Okay.
Deuce point here.
Deciding point on. Okay, the
Postaka on to serve here.
Is he serving here? 'Cause he's got the balls, but the dot is on Francisco. Let's see if play side is incorrect. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's on Postolka's serve here. Okay. So he's got a break point / set point right here, Francisco. Wow. That first serve, Matt, looked like it was 60 miles an hour. It had absolutely nothing on it. Same thing with this. Double fault for the set.
Double fault for the set there. Got to be a crusher there for Postaka. As you're right there looking to bounce back.
And they had nothing on them. This first serve, it was just, you heard me say it. It looked like it was 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, and just a tough break there.
Really I have no idea what you just saw on that one.
A double fault.
It almost felt like he wanted out of the set. That was interesting, quite interesting.
But if you're MTSU, you will take it there. Another set falling in favor of you. As court one has just been an all-out back-and-forth brawl, just a...
Wow. So, I don't know if you caught that, Matt. Stein floats up, aims his body as if he's going inside out, disguises a down the line. He shows inside out, but takes it across his body and goes straight down the line. I mean, in basketball, they call that juking you out of your shoes, right?
Yeah,
that's
crossing
basically
you over and
right.
Get you slipping and sliding, and Stein makes it look easy out there. But I guarantee you that's a move that he's probably sat and tried to master for years on end.
Without a doubt. That's just a mishit by UAB there. Lazovsky
here.
So we're just hearing over on Oscar's court. Oscar was down a break, got that break back. It sounds like
court 3.
So back on, and that was the only court that MTSU was down, right?
Yes, that's
Oscar.
The court number 3. Oscar Brosham Paulson and Pazedmi there.
Yes,
was a court that fell in favor in the first set to UAB, with court 1 being the last remaining court in their first set. As we see, it's going to be a long one here on court number 1.
Yeah, this one's going to go the distance.
But as expected, when you have two of the best.
What are we at? Hour and a half in? Hour and a half in. They're at 5-5, folks. This one, you buckle up. We're in for a ride on this court. This one's going so strong. I got a feeling that this one, depending on if UAB can come back in the second sets, and it's entirely possible given what they did yesterday against Rice. But this one, as long as this one's going, this one might not even finish. Hour and a half, first game, first set.
As much as we would love to see a long, drawn-out set, if you're MTSU, you do not want to let UAB stay around.
No.
You want to put them away as MTSU knows what happened to Rice. Rice went up 3-0 and
yeah, in 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours later, they are not necessarily sent packing home, but I mean, because they are still home, but you know,
they didn't have too far to crawl into bed, did they?
Nope. But
that was again on the approach, shows inside out, goes cross court. That was a big shot. Now he's got there it is, it updated 30-40.
30-40.
Stein disguises that very, very well. See if he can get this point. Yeah, not a chance. So still on serve. On the crossover.
This one, the hold here, again, win by 2 for the set, so having to gain a break there. It's just who will crack first under the pressure on court number 1. But when you have two highly touted players going back and forth, it's not going to be, you know, a blowout. It's not going to be a 6-1.
Yeah, they both have just really big games. Really big games.
As we'll jump
both
just
strong.
Right next to court number 1, court number 2, as we see Francisco Rocha for MTSU claiming that 6-2 first set victory against Roman Pistolka there. Cisco on serve here. 0-0, 30 all in the second set.
Wow. That wasn't a very big serve either. I'm surprised. It looks like he just got a stick on it. He had more time.
Play site. Dot still.
Yeah.
Saw the wrong name. Not a break point here.
Got the score right, but the chair ump must not have. Well, where's that going? Francisco indicates that it's going pretty far.
And we'll go out of frame there. Cisco able to hold his serve.
Well, the chair ump can keep that dot right there.
As we saw Francisco Rocha rocking the signature headband, while some players we've seen rock the cap either forwards or backwards, and some rocking just a clean, no head apparel, but Cisco rocking the headband. Some people say it holds his magical powers.
Francisco back out. He's like, come on, let's get this going. I got momentum. Wow.
It's that first serve sent in net there by Stolka there. See MTSU's assistant coach Callie there, helping with the rebounds. The wind really starting to pick up there. As you can see, the flags and the netting there on the fences.
Whipping
back and forth, so we've seen a little bit of ball curvature at times when they toss that ball up and the wind just catches it at the right time, so wind playing a factor here in the semifinals.
So the chair ump has the dot wrong. So don't go by the dot. UAB is to serve here. Up 15, or down 15. Yep.
Cisco gave it all he could, trying to prolong that. Just Stolka was able to scamper it right past him. Knots it up 15 all here. Just a quick update on the left side of our screen. Court number 1, we see Michael Lusowski and Stein slump. We saw Lusowski was able to jump out 6-5. Stein held his serve, so it's now 6-6 there on court number 1 in the first set.
So in a tiebreak over there. We could switch over to 1 after this. We'll let you finish out the rest of this game here. Wow.
That one sent long there. by Postaka, giving Rocha a 30-15 lead here, 15-30.
Really not putting much on the ball. I'm just seeing more of a pusher. He's pushing the ball a little bit. UAB, Postaka, not really putting much angle on the ball. Just kind of staying in the point, getting it back over the net. Not really doing much ball movement that I can tell.
Gives Rocha the ability. We saw him go cross court there in that second, on that third serve there.
That's a big pull across the body. Again. He's going to go right at him. Yep, that's a smart play right there. Go right straight at him.
Saw Rocha pushing that front net, trying to get that attacking position.
Yep.
But Postaka was able to hold his ground on the back line and finally was able to push up himself and just jamming Rocha there. Knots it up 30-all. This is a quick update. Round court 3, first set falling in favor of Pozedny, but Brosh and Polson up 3-1 in the second set. Court 4 has Horak and Malich all knotted up 1 apiece there in the second set. Court 5, Kamrowski and Jimenez Perez 2-1, and then Modal and Spopoulos there 2-1 as well on court number 6. As Postaka now jumps up 40-30 here, with trying to hold his serve.
Got a deuce deciding point here.
So now we'll
Which
have
side
a
do you think
potential.
he'll take here? He's going to go to the deuce side.
So now a potential break here for Francisco Rocha against Roman Postolka here. If we see a break here, we could see a lot of emotion. Potentially if that one ruled out there. See the wind catching the ball there once again.
Oh, double faults for a break.
And just like the first set ended in a double fault, the first break in the second set on court number 2 also resulting into a double fault there. And you could probably see the wind catching that ball on the toss-up there from Postolka, obviously throwing it off a little bit there for himself, not getting the hit that he wanted. So a huge, huge break if you're Francisco Rocha there on court number 2. But if you're Postolka, that's got to be crushing for you. Just something that really you can't control with the wind being so unpredictable, just drifting that ball away. But we'll jump here on court number 1 where we see Stein slump.
Oh,
and Michael Lusowski here.
With a double fault to go down a mini break. Lusowski to serve. Big kick out wide right on the first. Oh, Lord.
Wow.
That was so big, Stein. Wow. Pulled him off the court. Off the court. Stein gets back into control. Has to go all the way cross court. Pull it all the way across his body. So big. For the mini break back.
Stein Slump able to bounce back there.
Yeah, a little excited on that. And he goes up the mini break. So gets both, steals both of those serves from UAB. Sosowski.
We saw just even get back that break. Now Slump
On his stick. 2 serves away.
up a break here, looking now on his serve, trying to secure this first set tiebreaker.
That's a big serve. So big. Got a set point right here. Stein. Let's see what he does. Oh, that's just too good. That's too good.
You see Stein just giving praise to Luzowski there.
Wow.
Chipping, just painting that line. So we'll now go 6-5.
Giving him a little congratulatory golf clap. When inside he's going, you've got to be kidding me. Had a set point. So Luzowski staves off 1 set point. Back on serve. That's a big serve.
You see Stein's just...
So the trade ends again. All tied up 6-6.
Slump just disgruntled with himself.
Luzowski will have his second service on the flip side here. Let's see if Stein can actually take it.
A quick break in the court 1 action.
Oh, would you look at that?
So you can see there
Would you look at that?
They must have heard you. Up
Leave
in the
it
booth.
to our incredible production manager TJ Myers over there to find an aerial shot of the courts. Good job, TJ. That's a big deal. I like that. Good looking courts.
Good looking courts indeed, as MTSU, if you don't keep up with the loop, MTSU also breaking ground on their foundation for new courts.
Yeah, that's right.
For their on-campus, so for CUSA.
So able to stay on serve. So Luzowski was able to hold serve. Let's see if Stein can do the same. Again, that's 3 times, Matt. Shows body, shows inside out, goes down line. I think he loves to do that. It worked once, it worked twice. Hell, why not just go a third?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't.
Slump and Luzowski just not giving up, both just exchanging blows back and forth.
There it is. Flies it wide. Stein takes the point. Now let's see if he can get a mini break to take this set. And that's it. Chooses to do a drop. Stein says, not now. Not happening. Stein takes it.
Huge.
Wow.
That's huge momentum there for Stein. Just a constant back and forth. Just a Rocky v. Drago match there. Just both players exchanging punches left and right, but finally one able to stand victorious there in the first set. So we'll jump here into the court 3 action. Brosh and Polson and Podzedmi here.
Ozzy wanting to come back up a break now in this second set. Didn't look good in the first set. Had to come back big time. Yeah, that one flies deep.
That one flies deep for Brosh and Polson. 15 all here in a quick update. Court 6. Pavel Model up, already securing a first set victory, is now up 40 love in the second set. That is 4-2 in his favor. So if he can clinch the game he is on now, could be a 5-2 for Pav there in a potential match.
4-2, and he's got a 40 love right now.
Yep, 40
wow.
love.
So could go up 5-2.
Could.
Wow, Pavel getting it done on 6. Oscar's not doing so bad on this one himself.
Brosh and Polson looks like he was able to rebound for the moment. After we saw Podzedmi was able to play his brand of tennis, is sitting back and grinding away point after point. In the first set, Brosh and Polson jumping out to a 4-2 lead here. And quick update, Court 6 has, that game did just wrap up, so 5-2 in favor of Pavel Model. So we'll get to that action as quick as we can.
And serving.
So potential clincher there.
Wow. Little frustration. Podzemi. Wow. So, wrong decision. Decides to do a serve and volley. Podzemny says, no.
As we've been talking about, Pavel Model up 5-2. Court number 5 right next to him, Marcel Kamrowski is up 40 love there. So just jumped over to 40-15. Court 5 could see also 5-2 in favor of Marcel Kamrowski if he's able to clinch that game. So Courts 5 and Court 6. Both.
That was a break, folks. The dot is wrong. So that is a break. So they are back on serve on this court. Back on serve.
Court 6, as we see here with stoppage court 6, live play-by-play update, 40 love in favor of Pavel Model, so he is now 1 ball away from clinching court number 6 in favor of the Blue Raiders, and alongside him court number 5 falling in favor as well, 5-2 in favor of Marcel Kamrowski. So we'll jump back into the action here on court number 3. That one rolled out by Brosh and Polson. As
we're going to try to get you over to 6 here real quick.
So we'll jump back up here
for
really
the final
quick.
for the final point here.
We will try to hustle on down to court number 6, where Pavel Model up 5-2 in a potential match clincher. We just got word that match
just got word Pavel actually clinched it.
Big clincher there for Pavel Model. He will clinch that with a score 6-2, 6-2. So MTSU now goes up 2-0 here. As we'll jump on down to the court right next to it, where Marcel Kamrowski also up 5-2.
On the crooked cam.
Break here could see another clinch point for the Blue Raiders.
Oh,
Beautiful.
That's so big. Marcel with the full cross the body, cross court, two-handed delivery. It's a beautiful shot. I think the Blue Raiders' future is pretty strong with this kid. What do you think, Matt?
Marcel Kamrowski has been the clincher, as we saw against Northwestern. He was the one that clinched it. Against Duke, he was the one that clinched it. So coming in as a freshman, Kamrowski, if you're a Blue Raiders fan, I would invest in some Kamrowski stock now.
Yep.
So
yeah,
this young freshman has been on some of the toughest stages a freshman can endure. So when it comes to these big moments, he's up to the task. And
that's a heck of a serve.
His fellow freshman teammate, Andre Horek, also has been very consistent throughout the year, as he was near flawless in his singles matches. So
two good recruits in those two boys.
So lots of and also you got to take into account Shu Matsuoka, also a freshman on the team, who on majority of teams probably would be a starter. But since you're playing behind highly touted grad students,
3 grad students, it's so deep. I mean, and Shu is right up there with his fellow freshmen.
So just so much talent, just not enough courts to put them all. But
going to be a lot of shoes to fill though next year, Matt.
It's going to be a lot, but
all the grad students, senior,
But with the players, if you're a Blue Raiders fan, Jimmy Borendane has gone across the globe to find talent, and he's brought some of the high-end talent. I mean, we've heard the stories. If you haven't, you can go check out the UT Southern match where he talks about his recruiting of his big 3 grads in Pavel Model, Stein Slump, and Francisco Rocha. But also, just recruiting all these young talents. I mean, you got to think Brasham Polson. This is his sophomore year. Shu, Marcel, and Andre all will be entering their sophomore year come next season. So,
yeah.
MTSU's got a lot.
Interested. There's so much changes for the Blue Raiders next year with obviously with the losing of these three big pivotal players in the starting lineup, but also totally untested waters with a complete change-up with the newbies coming in. All the new teams coming in, don't know what to expect, right?
Yeah, I mean, next season is up in the air for all CUSA.
The remaining ones.
Yeah,
right?
I believe MTSU will be the only returning CUSA team going into next season for men's tennis.
For men's tennis, that's
for
right.
For men's tennis, they will be the only returning CUSA
Let's
contender.
See, Liberty does have tennis. Sam Houston does have tennis. Who else?
New Mexico State will be entering into the
New Mexico
conference.
State, I believe, does have tennis, and Kennesaw State definitely has tennis.
Yes. Hold on. Nope, that is New Mexico.
And Jacksonville State, I believe, has tennis as well. I believe all the ones that are coming in, they all have tennis.
Yes, New Mexico State does have a men's tennis, so lots of new blood entering into the CUSA landscape. So interesting to see here.
All new. Completely new.
And again, the only returning team is the one-seeded Blue Raiders, so the new CUSA landscape has got a big task as they try to take down Goliath. But before we can get to next season, we still have a season ahead of us right here in the CUSA tournament.
No one
as
flies.
that one sent long.
That's a match, ladies and gentlemen. Marcel Komrowski will clinch it there.
As once again, we've seen MTSU now at that 3-0 mark. So hopefully, if you're an MTSU Blue Raider fan, you want to avoid the Rice treatment. But
get to 4-0 quick. Get to 4-0 quick.
But if you're a Blue
Here
Raider
comes that
fan
curse.
And a fellow Blue Raider teammate, one guy that seems to be having your back is Francisco Roches. He's up 4-1 in his second set.
Getting it done. Interesting. I'm curious to talk to Coach Jimmy after this and find out if they're seeing is this the team that they scouted yesterday against Rice? Are they seeing a completely different level of play? Are they gassed? Does he feel like they're gassed and that's why they're not playing at the level that they were yesterday? Or maybe they are playing at the level they were yesterday and MTSU might just be the better team.
Yeah, MTSU is definitely a huge
favor.
Huge favor.
Yeah, for sure. But as you can see from yesterday, though, Rice was I would say probably the big favor, being on the home courts, being the higher seed. Having the home court advantage, I would have thought all day long Rice is going to take that match.
Yeah, I mean, especially going up 3-0 in front of your home fans, in front of, on courts you've played majority of your season with. You expect to, getting that lead, you expect to clinch it, but UAB was able to battle back.
I mean, you can imagine the home court fans. Oh, boy, that one looked like it clipped the line. Francisco says, yeah, it sure did. If you're a Rice fan watching those matches yesterday, I mean, you're up 3-0. I mean, you're almost grabbing your keys. You're jingling your keys, going, "Hey, all right, we got this." You might even be standing up, stretching, going, "All right, who's going to take it first?" Only to stand there for the next the next 4 games, the next 4 matches with your jaw drawn.
Yeah, I mean, when you're that,
it's got to be deflating.
I mean, MTSU has had some deflating losses at home. I mean, they had that streak where they were near unbeatable, but then they had the Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming into their home court and taking them down. So we've seen we've seen some deflating losses on the MTN broadcast, so
For sure.
but still a 3-0 home court heartbreaker
Goes
for the
to
Rice Owls.
middle of the net there.
MTSU looking to avoid falling into that same path. And a quick update on the other side of the Rice courts. UTSA and FAU all knotted up 2 apiece.
Wow.
So if you're
FAU, who are you? And what have you done with the other Owls?
They've been the Cinderellas of multiple
Look at that.
sports.
Have you seen that before, Matt? Oh.
Almost a clincher there. For those who want to know what Dan's hinting at, Francisco Rocha up for debate of a top play of all MTSU athletics. With
Right. Up for the Blue Raiders Choice Awards that's going on right now.
Yeah.
One of the plays of the season by this man, Francisco Rocha.
Against the very Rice Owls. It happened here at ATC.
That's right.
In his doubles match.
That was Rice.
Cisco had a play in the back corner just kind of over the shoulder a la Willie Mays and was able to squeak it in and just –
That's a big serve. That's a big serve. Yeah, Cisco was literally running face first, going straight towards the back of the wall. And the only way he could get it back is he reached in front of him and pulled it over the back left shoulder, completely behind him, and it clips the line on Rice's side. All Rice can do is just drop their jaw and go, what did we just witness? Yeah. And that was on doubles.
That was a
doubles match.
Yeah, so
Francisco did a little bit of, I don't know if you caught it. He did a little bit of that over the shoulder. Oh.
Huge slam there. You
There
can
it
see
is.
the fist pump there. As
Big
Francisco knows, he is now 1 game away from clinching a victory for MTSU. And if you're MTSU, you've got to be feeling comfortable here, but you can't be too comfortable. UAB has pulled rabbits out of the hat plenty of times, so this victory as we've been mentioning, FAU, UTSA, 2-2. FAU.
You see Oscar over there?
Update on the court right next to Francisco Rocha. Oscar Brauschen-Polson up 5-4.
Is he it's 5-4, so he's okay.
But we potentially that court could fall just as a toss-up unfinished. As if Rocha does finish here, you would assume in a tournament standard standpoint that this game will be a clincher and a finish.
Right. So they're on serve over there.
So MTSU.
But if he gets the next 2 points, he breaks for the set. We'll keep an eye on that.
And an update time slump after that long drawn out.
And it is deuce over there. So we do hit. So Oscar does have a chance to break. We'll keep an eye on that, but we want to keep you on this one because this one could be for the match if Francisco can break.
So again, FAU, UTSA knotted up 2 apiece. UTSA won the doubles, and then they won on court 5. FAU responded with a victory with court 1 and court 6. And then courts 2 and courts 4, both first set victories for FAU, and are up in the second sets on courts 2 and 4. So a potential clinching moment there for FAU. And FAU has seen its fair share of Cinderella stories because if you haven't seen, UTSA is the second-ranked team in this tournament. So we could see a Goliath fall and a potential, if you've been an MTSU fan and keeping up, MTSU has been chalking, UTSA as the ones that could potentially take down the Blue Raiders and halt the 4-peat. So FAU huge responses there. As FAU's looking to show the magic just like they did in March Madness, as they were so close to dancing with the big boys in the finale. But as we jump into the action here, courts 2.
Yeah, it's an easy put away overhead.
He's put away for Pistolka there, 15 all.
So we're trying to get you an update over on Oscar. They've removed the score. It was deuce 40-40, but they have not updated the game score. It's still showing 5-4. As soon as we hear that, we'll let you know on that one.
We've seen Cisco clinching the first set with a break. Can he do it here? Are they rolling it out there?
Did he overrule it?
We wait for confirmation
Ooh.
there. So that one potentially clipped that singles line there. The inside. Still no update on the score there. So jump into another serve here from Pistolka. Pistolka with a little crossover action there.
So no overrule. I'm not sure what we just saw. So if it was an overrule, it should not be 30-15. It should be there. It is.
There's the overrule.
There you go. The chair ump gets it straightened out.
So Pistolka.
But yet, boy, the reason why this is all over the place, why the screen is showing breakpoint is because the dot is in the wrong position. But it is 40-15.
I believe that one was
well,
out.
That was out, so it's 40-30. Pistolka with 40. Game score correct, dot wrong, no breakpoint.
Could see.
Ooh.
That one skims over the net. Can Cisco get it over? Just a bit long.
He got there. Just couldn't put it in. If he drops that one in, you think he gets a little excited?
I think just a tad.
I think he loses his mind. Did he overrule that? No.
That one must have clipped that back line there, as we could potentially see a deciding point, match point
here because of an overrule.
Court number 2.
Ouch.
Pistolka on the serve. Could we see deja vu happen again?
With a double fault?
With a double fault
Stop
clincher.
it, Matt. Stop it. This guy doesn't want to hear you at all.
Ball's in play.
Oh, ekes out a game point.
That will now push it to 5-3 here in the second set, but now Francisco on
his
serve.
stick. Let's see if he can do it now.
And a quick update. Court 1, Stein Slump, 30 love there.
Okay.
Love 30, or 15-30 there with UAB on to serve. So a potential break there, 3-2 in the second set. Court 3 has Oscar Brasha-Polson and Podsedmi there knotted up 5 apiece there in the second set. And then the same can be said for Court 4 as Horak and Malje there 5-5 as well. So lots of action here, but could we see a clincher here on court number 2?
Oh, he pulled that. Oh, Francisco has to do the splits just to get to it. That was an incredible cross-the-body, cross-court. Big angle into the service box.
So this game will now go Love 15.
Not really sure why the dot just continues to change to the wrong person, so that clips the line. Oh, that's a heck of a 1-2.
Beautiful.
Beautiful outside corner.
Francisco
Kick
now
serve out wide.
3 balls away from a clincher here. We will stay put here with a potential clincher. And on that point on the game before this one where we all thought it was out, I think Cisco himself thought it was out. That's why there was no really big hype
Celebration,
of emotion.
right? That's a heck of a serve.
Now 2 balls away.
Woo! That is 2 big services in a row from Francisco. Think he's feeling it a bit?
He's definitely feeling. He's getting pumped up.
I got a feeling he's dialed in here. We shall see. 2 points to do it.
30-15, 2 balls away now for Rocha to get a victory over here, over on court 2 versus Postolka here.
And that
Another
in the net.
Match point here.
Match point. Team point. Semifinal point.
This ball could send MTSU to the championship game.
See how dialed in he is. And that's wide. That does it.
That ball is wide, and that will clinch it. MTSU with a 4-0 sweep of the UAB Blazers in the semifinals game of the CUSA tournament. That will now push them on to the championship game where they will potentially face the FAU Owls or the UTSA Roadrunners. And as we mentioned, UTSA and FAU were knotted up. As we will jump back up into here, the booth on one side of the bracket. MTSU now pushing forward into the championship game, which will be tomorrow at 11. So bright and early.
Yeah, that's at 11. So don't be confused. The last two days have been starting at noon. The championship game will start at 11. At 11. So allowing everybody to jump flights back home, right?
Yeah, and we'll jump into the action here. FAU is up 3-2 as they are now 1 court away. As we will jump on action here on the court 4. Action here. Pinhio versus Crollo here.
Wow. You can hear the fans. So how I got to ask, how far is San Antonio?
San Antonio
from Houston.
From Houston.
Is that San Antonio fans we're hearing? 4 or 5 hours?
So,
our production manager is saying 4 or 5 hours.
So FAU on the serve here. The dot is correct. FAU at the top of the screen. UTSA at the bottom of the screen.
FAU with 3. Holy cow.
UTSA jumped out with a victory in doubles and then a victory early on court 5. But FAU was able to respond with a victory over UTSA on courts 1 and court 6, followed by a victory on court number 2 as well.
Ooh. That's the exact opposite of Stein's slump. He showed down the line, but when he went cross court.
A potential break point here for UTSA.
That's a much-needed break point for their team. And then he would be serving for – no. Yeah, he would be serving for the set. Let's see if he can capitalize on it. Ooh, that's a heck of a return. Exchanging slices there. Look at that drop. Oh,
chips in there.
An
UTSA.
incredible float lob over the. Oh, that's heartbreaking for FAU.
UTSA will now jump to a 6-5 lead here in the second set.
Crollo takes a quick seat in disgust. Oh Lord! Wow.
So
couple of slices back and forth to each other to a float right over the top.
A little 2-for-1 special here as MTSU obviously clinching 4-0 over UAB. Now getting the chance to kind of just sit and watch. I guarantee you they're going to be migrating over. You
think Coach Jimmy and the boys are going to
be
coming over here and looking at it,
and
doing a little scouting for tomorrow's action. I'm sure.
Lots of action here, unpacking a little special here.
Probably not even going to move the bags. Just keep them out there. Just run over to these sides of the courts. We'll keep an eye up there on the seats up there to see if Coach Callie's back there scouting right now.
MTSU sending over the scout team as MTSU saw the Rice and UAB game from yesterday, and we're like, let's finish up a little bit quicker. But FAU and UTSA could go the distance here. Has this match in front of us, knotted up 3 apiece here in the third set. So Acevedo and Rodriguez going back and forth. UTSA at the bottom of the screen there. FAU at the top. As you can see, FAU rocking the white tops and black shorts. UTSA rocking the white tops with sort of an orangish type.
Other way around. So
UTSA.
Far court is FAU.
My apologies. My art skills aren't as. But yeah, UTSA bottom of the screen rocking the white tops with the black shorts, and then FAU rocking with the white shorts and the
white shirt.
White shirts.
Orange shorts.
And so a little miscommunication there, but
confusing.
But all the action's still the same.
Yeah, that's fine wide.
That one will be sent along by FAU. Knots it up 30-all here.
Oh.
That one just a bit long there. Acevedo not able to squeak it in.
You see Florida Atlantic. You see Rodriguez, Acevedo clips the line judge, runs into the line judge, and instead of complaining that he missed that point, he was kind enough to ask him if he's okay. Surprised the line judge didn't say go ahead and replay that point.
Yes. As we'll come to a stoppage here.
It's like a 4-3.
4-3 in favor.
Now, if the dot is correct, and it is.
That was not a break. That was, I believe, potentially.
Yeah, so they are, so FAU is, UTSA is up a break here if, because that was on Acevedo's serve, correct?
I believe so. We'll have to get wait for confirmation there, but as stoppage of play here. Yeah, I believe UTSA did hold their serve.
That was a serve, then they're
So
on serve.
play site once the dots.
Just trying to figure out this dot business. They got to get these dots right. Connect the dots, the line judges. Come on, get it right. Let's go.
Connecting the dots is very hard for some people, but as we jump back on over to the action on the other side, on the court right next to it, both these courts just right next to each other. So every set of eyes packed in here into this action. So it's going to be a long, long game. They trying to copy, Rice and UAB. So lots of action occurring on here. FAU and UTSA. Which team is MTSU going to be facing here?
Hard to say, right?
Hard to say, indeed.
FAU has always been this. And they're a tennis school, but wait, they're a basketball school.
Yeah.
But wait, they're a football school. What is going on with this school?
And
my
they're
son
a softball
actually.
School. Softball.
Are they pretty
they
good?
Have the best pitcher in Conference USA play.
Wow.
In Gabby Sacco for softball. So
wow. No, I didn't know that either.
They are a well-rounded program for the athletics.
My son
Cameron.
He was very close to actually going to Florida Atlantic. He wanted to go to Florida Atlantic, but those out of state tuition just kind of made him want to stay a little bit closer to home. Needless to say, they're having a good year. Their athletics department is enjoying a pretty good ride this year.
UTSA also a really good year. I mean, they were the top dog in the football, and majority of schools that take very high pride in their football program. So UTSA.
That is right.
You can hear the Roadrunner faithful.
Yeah, quite a few Roadrunner fans made the 4 or 5 hour journey. So our production manager, TJ Myers, just confirmed that he has, in fact, spotted Coach Callie and Coach Borendame scouting out this match right now as they've made the trek from their courts over to these courts to check and see who they're going to be facing tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Will it be the 2-seeded UTSA Roadrunners, or will it be the 3-seed Florida Atlantic Owls?
Wow. It's a heck of a cross court.
That's just like MTSU. This is UTSA's first game of the tournament, as they also got a bye into the semifinals, as they were the 2-seed.
Did these guys start at 11 or start at 12? So they're 2 hours and 30 minutes into it?
So just a bit of a clarification. UTSA played FAU at the beginning of the season, took them down 4-2 in San Antonio.
UTSA beat Florida Atlantic in San Antonio?
UTSA beat Florida Atlantic in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And then for more CSA matchups, they swept the Charlotte 49ers and then were taken down by the Rice Owls 3-4, but that was at Houston. So UTSA has
traveled to Texas 2 different times, or was the first one on neutral site?
So against FAU, it was at their home courts.
Yeah, so it's both.
Then they traveled into Charlotte later on in their season, swept the 49ers, and then came down to these exact courts.
So traveled to Texas twice in one, in the season.
That was pretty recently. April 8th was that Rice match in which they traveled to Houston and were taken down 3-4. So UTSA has played on these courts before, but this is their first time playing in a few weeks. That win really picking up there.
Right?
And then UTSA or FAU. This is their first time stepping foot in this tournament on these Houston courts. As the only CUSA matchups they have on their regular season was in the Bedford Cup. They played Rice. That was in Boca Raton. And then that CUSA matchup at UTSA, in which they lost 2-4. That one squeaks in the right side.
Came to the net a little bit early.
For Rodriguez.
Ooh, that barely clips over the net.
If you're UTSA,
yeah, he overcompensated for that. Barely goes over the net. Crollo decides to take the one a little bit, the next one a little bit more deep, went a little bit too far. Oh, you can throw your racket at it, but I just don't know if that's going to be able to catch that ball up there.
On the left side of the screen, Crollo of FAU pleading with the chair ump there. But it seems to of no avail. I believe UTSA will now jump to a 1-0 lead. To wait for confirmation there. Yes, they will. UTSA goes up 1-0 in the third set. On courts.
On a break.
Number 4.
With the break. If the dot is correct. Has to be. Because he is serving.
Wow. FAU now one ball away from a potential break here. UTSA has to hold serve here.
Yeah, so on the right side of your screen, again, the dot is wrong. So this is, in fact, a break point. Matt, you are correct. Oh, that was a beautiful down-the-line shot by Rodriguez.
Clip the outside of that singles line there for Rodriguez. Pushes it now to a deciding point.
Still got a break point chance here in this deciding point for Ace Vito. That's a big ace on the left side of your screen. Wow.
Crossover action there by Rodriguez. Gets Acevedo drifting the other way. Rodriguez bounce back, holding serve there.
Yep. Able to stave off 2 break chances.
The UTSA chants echo throughout Houston.
Whew. With that much fan support if UTSA finds a way to win these next 2 games and they come back in the championship game, how do you think that do you call that a home court advantage for UTSA because they traveled so well?
It could potentially be an easier travel for the UTSA fans. And UTSA is the higher seed. They are the 2 seed, but then again, FAU is the 3 seed. So a very neck-and-neck matchup here. FAU coming into this match ranked 59 in the ITA rankings. Florida Atlantic being ranked 59 in the ITA rankings. So.
And UTSA is 41?
Is a do a quick get the stats on that. They, I believe, fell out of the rankings, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, did they?
It seems as they did. If my quick fact checks, well, it would help if I'm looking at the right ones. Here we are. San Antonio is 41. So yes,
41. There you go.
So UTSA 41 on the season, Florida Atlantic 59. UTSA 16-5 on the season. My apologies. 17-5 on the season. FAU
pretty good season.
With their victory set at 13-10.
FAU is 13-10?
FAU 13-10. UTSA 17-5, so
wow.
Only one win separates them, but my apologies. Math was not my strong suit. 4 wins separate them, but all that matters right now is the 1 win here. Who will come out on top?
That's a good drop
UTSA.
to a good put away. He set up that second shot. Staying in the point, he chose to just float the first volley back in order to take the second one a little bit easier. That's Rodriguez I'm referring to on the right screen, right side. Ooh.
That one seemed to squeak in there on the right side of the screen. FAU with a huge slam there.
Lots of patience by Rodriguez. I'm sorry, by Ace Vito.
Knots it up 30-all. FAU seeing their lead slowly start to crumble.
He got out of there with a big serve over there, Crollo. Still down a break, though. Once the score is updated, that should read 2-1. Pinho to serve. There it is.
Osvieto on to serve on the right side of the screen. Needs this point here.
And a double fault.
Double fault now pushes it to 30-40.
And
now a
you know what that
match
means?
Point potential here for UTSA.
To tie it up. Clincher point. Again, the dot is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. So this is, in fact, a match point, but it's also a break point match point. Let's see if FAU can get this point. Oh.
That one out.
Ace Vito staves off one match point, but UTSA Rodriguez still has another chance to clinch it on this as this is deciding point. Let's see how much moxie Ace Vito has here on this point. Big point. Staves off two match points. That was pretty clutch, wouldn't it, Matt?
Clutch indeed. Needing to have those Mamba mentality genes. 5-5 here on the right side of your screen. And now we are hearing the UTSA chants, the FAU chants.
FAU, holy cow. Is that from the players, I'm sure, right?
You could potentially see, because college fans will travel, and especially in these big of situations. Good start there for Rodriguez.
Long.
Crollo looking to get the break here on the left side of your screen.
Oh, no, that was on the line. That should be an overrule. Yeah. Rodriguez is arguing the point, but that was on the line. So not only is Rodriguez frozen in here, but Playside is as well. Rodriguez is frozen in being stunned, but Playside is frozen
slow motion
buffering.
action on the left side with the buffer.
Got a little bit of buffer action going on.
As Crollo goes up 40-15 on the left side on court number 4, as he is now one ball away from potentially getting that break back, knotting it up 2 apiece.
Well, it looks like you are in for an exciting match play here, as you get to see every single point as provided by Playsight in slow motion, folks. In between each buffer, you get to watch everything. Look at this, the service, the beautiful serve that he's got here in slow motion in between the dots here. Whack. We should slow down our broadcast, right, Matt?
Yeah. That ball sent to the net there by Rodriguez. Gives FAU now a 30-15 lead. So as we try to get,
I think we're TJ's gonna have to refresh that page a little bit, see if he can jumpstart. He's getting the defibrillator out.
Got to get the.
He's gonna try to get that that website up and running again.
Got to get the jumper cables out, but we will be here in the broadcast giving you all the action that we can. As we were just seeing there, Crollo on the left side of your screen on court 4 was up 40-15, and he is now one ball away from potentially getting that break back that he had early on into the set 3 matches there. So lots and lots of action. Could be a copy and paste of Rice versus UAB, as we finally hopefully have the play site all up to pace now.
That one was a bit wide.
As
so
Vieto with a potential break
yeah,
there.
Ace Vito. Yeah, gotta.
There's the deciding point being put on now. 40 all here with Rodriguez on to serve. Can he get the 6-5 lead heading into the tiebreaker here?
Oh, Yep. I think that one did go a little bit wide. So up 6-5. Rodriguez. 4 points away.
Huge slam at the front of the net there by Crollo. Pushes it now 2-2 with that break there. So on the left side of the screen, FAU and UTSA knotted up 2-2 into their third set. But on the right side, Rodriguez jumping out to a 6-5 lead. Now a break here will secure this match and will draw it all to a 3-3 tie.
Wow.
Or Acevedo.
So again, on the right side, folks, the dot is incorrect. Rodriguez just served to make it 6-5, so this will be on Ace Vito's stick.
And I believe FAU held serve there with a quick third point. As we just talking, FAU sends into the net on the right side. So Rodriguez now up 15 love.
Yep.
Love 15 on court number 3. So court 4 on the left side, court number 3 on the right side. PlaySite just quickly updating, flashing Love 30 now on court number 3. That first serve sent wide there by Acevedo.
Wow.
That one sent into the net
Okay.
there. Love 40 now.
Love 40. Got 3 break point not semifinal, but match points. Triple match point by Rodriguez of UTSA. 3 chances to bring this down to one final court, Matt. That's going to fly wide. So he gets one of those back.
UTSA able to get it to 15 love there on their serve. As that will
That's going to do it.
UTSA now clinching it there on court number 3. Pushes this now 3-3. And now all coming down to the court. Now coming down to that court 4 match. Prino versus Crollo. Which one is going to come out on top? 3-3 FAU and UTSA. All deciding who will MTSU play in the championship game.
I just updated the score there. 3-3. Let's see who gets it done here. And they are on serve. And you can see Coach Jimmy right there and Coach Callie Coach Jimmy in the floppy hat back there, dead center of your screen, tipping back a soda there. And Coach Callie to his left, our right, in the blue hat. They got front court seats to watch this match.
Lots of scouting being done for their potential foe in the championship game for MTSU.
That's a good angle.
Beautiful shot there by
Good
Pinho
approach.
for UTSA as he tries to hold serve here.
It's going to fly wide.
Sent long there. 40-15 now.
Ooh, he wanted to go out way wide. Oh, that's a heck of a drop. A little bit more buffering going on. Wow. Hitting the tape actually floated the ball up high enough that he could get a good whack at it.
Crollo freezing Pinho there on that shot. Now coming down to a deciding point here. Will it fall in favor of Crollo in a break, or will Pinho hold his serve here?
To a deciding point, he decides to go to the other side here, to the ad side. Oh.
And Pinho
Wow.
holds serve there, so now 3-3. So now 3-3 heading into in this final match of this semifinal action here between the UTSA Roadrunners and the FAU Owls. That one sent along there by Crollo. Love 15.
15 all there.
FAU's Philip Crollo trying to hold serve here for Stadt, Germany. And then for UTSA, Tomas Pinho coming from a familiar site, Porto, Portugal, which if you aren't aware, is also the home of MTSU's Francisco Rocha. For those just joining us, MTSU did claim a 4-0 sweep over the UAB Blazers in their matchup. But as for this match, all knotted up 3 apiece. UTSA won doubles, and then Court 1 fell in favor of FAU. Court 2, favor of FAU. Courts 3, UTSA. And this is our Court 4 action. And then Courts 5, UTSA. And then court number 6 falling in favor of the FAU Owls. All leading to a 3-3 tie. All action now on court number 4. Pinho versus Crollo.
The wind is pretty nasty, isn't it?
Wind.
You look at the very, very top of your screen, you can see those awnings flapping. That's a good 1-2 punch. Outside court to inside court. I'm telling you, that's a good shot.
Crollo holding serve there. 4-3 now.
So I don't know if we can. I don't know if the temperature there, but it looks like Pinho is actually. I don't know if that's the trainer, but it looks like he's putting some ice around his neck and around his forehead, and so might be a little warm there.
Houston, Texas is saying a 75.
75
for the temperature with a 59% humidity, 12-mile-per-hour winds.
Taking a little bit longer on this changeover. Wonder if that's telling. Being from Portugal, though, I wouldn't think that he'd be a stranger to heat.
And playing for UTSA.
Right?
So, could be overthinking, just trying to gain as much composure as they can. Pinho on to serve.
That's a good outside serve. Ooh.
That one rolled just a bit
sure
out there.
What they called on that. Slice. 2 slices. Wow.
Beautiful play there by Pinho. Jumps up 15-love here.
Yeah, those numerous slices by Crollo did not benefit him. Pinho said, fine, go ahead, slice at me. Oh, whoa. That was a heck of a cross the body, cross court. Barely clips inside the deuce side service box. Beautiful angle by Crollo. Okay.
Just a
that
bit
was
long
interesting.
there.
Crollo lured him in. I feel like he lured him in on that to plow through him. That's a pretty good 1-2. Like that shot. Or shots. Series of shots. Wow. That's an interesting choice. He showed inside out, and I thought he was going to do the inside out because that would have been an easy put away winner for him on the upshot. He's advancing towards the net for a lollipop. He's got plenty of time to actually do something with it. Chooses to float it right at his opponent.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite interesting shot. I know he wants that ball back, and you know what that means. Look at the score now. He's got a break point chance here to go up 5-3. Let's see if he can clinch it. Not going to be that one, but he's got another chance right here.
You see there at the top of your screen, head coach for the ETSA Roadrunners, Sergey Avadeyev. This is coming into this, was hired in 2019, that 2019-2020 season. So going up against FAU's head coach and Ricardo Gonzalez, who's been there for almost a decade now for the Owls. So two opposite sides.
Wow, saved that one, didn't he? Whew. That was clutch. That was a clutch hold for Pinho.
Crollo ready to jump right back into it.
So you see these guys kind of taking a little bit of time here. You see Pinho back there kind of stretching out. He's got to be cramping up a little bit. You saw him take a little bit of that ice on the neck. These guys are gassed. They're 3 hours deep into this match in this heat. Takes its toll on you.
As you can see in the scorecard there, set one having to go to a 6-6 tiebreaker, having to go to there, but then the second set had to go to a seventh match tiebreaker there. So good start for Pinho there.
That was a good setup shot. Floated it. I'm not seeing a whole bunch of pace on this ball. What I'm seeing at this point, 3 sets deep into this match, these guys are both gassed, and I feel like they're just out rallying. See who can wait for just like that. Waiting for the ideal ball to put away, but just being patient to get there. Lots of stretching by Pinho up over there. If I'm Crollo and I see that, I make him move like that.
Good response there by Pinho. Just a constant back and forth match.
Yep. Yeah, again, you saw him run to that, but it took everything in him just to run to that. If I'm Crollo, ooh, look at that. Yeah. He's hurting. I think he might be cramping. He looks a little gassed, if I had to guess. Let's see how long he takes till he gets this point underway. He's going to slowly walk back to the towel, then slowly walk to the ball. He's taking every breath he could possibly get here. Wow.
That one's sent to the net there by Crollo. Knots it up 40-all.
Now he's got a chance for a break here on the deciding point. Wow.
And UTSA's coach, Sergey Avadeyev, this isn't the first time he's ran into these FAU Owls and their head coach, Ricardo Gonzalez, as Avadeyev was on the Old Dominion team in 2018 that took down Florida Atlantic in the CUSA Championship. So Avadeyev definitely with championship pedigree already, looking to send his UTSA Roadrunners now to a potential championship.
Oh, puts a big move on that ball. That's it. That's the break. Wow. Oh. Am I seeing this correctly? They said he hit the net. You see the line judge at the net right now?
Mm-hmm.
He just approached the chair ump just now to tell him that he hit the net. Either he hit the net with his racket or he hit the net with his foot before the ball bounced twice. That is Crollo's ball. Crollo wins that point and staves off a break point. Woo! That's why I guess he was standing at the net in disbelief. Mm-hmm. I thought he was standing in the net just admiring his shot.
Yeah.
Not the case at all. Wow. Florida Atlantic is saying, thank you, line judge. Thank you for being there for me. Appreciate you.
Now, stoppage here, and no official account of the point yet. So
at this point, I don't know. You see the trainer out there now. At this point, I don't know if he's taking a medical timeout He cannot. By the way, he cannot claim a medical timeout. He does not qualify for a medical timeout for cramping. Cramping is not a legal timeout, as that is not an injury. It's not like spraining an ankle or something like that.
Or dislocating a knee.
Or dislocating a knee, Matt. You might know a little bit about that. Matt, unfortunately, dislocated his knee earlier this semester. How's that knee going, by the way?
It's hanging in there. I might have to sign up. I might be a recruit for Jimmy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Not really sure why the chair ump is allowing him to have this much time. Cramping is, I guess he allowed him time to tape, and that's it. That was a little bit long if you ask me.
Now, is that something FAU could call out in future?
See, here's the thing. I think the reason why he put the tape on him
is to cover like
is to indicate no, he's injured. It's a knee injury. He tweaked his knee. The way I've been seeing him walk around here, getting the ice, bending over, stretching constantly, he's not injured. He's cramping. That's not an injury. That's a health condition. And and being out of shape, is not a reason for a medical hardship, a medical timeout.
So that one sent long there by.
So if I'm FAU head coach, I'm up at that chair ump the entire changeover saying, "Hello, get him out here. Let's go." Because every second that he is not on the court is his favor. It's his benefit because
he's not standing
Florida.
out
Well, I mean, think about it. If you're Florida Atlantic, you're the one gassing this guy. You're the one taking everything from his tank. Why do you want to give him a pit stop when you're getting all the momentum by gassing him? Just like that. Got a little resurgence now. He's got some pep in his step, right?
Yeah.
Just a few extra minutes on the sidelines. Does wonders, right?
So now on the serve here, 30-15. Pino 2 balls away from sending his team to the championship game. Fault there.
So that is interesting, guys. So they must not have called the net, him going into the net, because guess what?
They are now one ball away.
This is
from clinching a spot in the championship game. UTSA was down 2-3 with 2 courts remaining. FAU needing just one game, could not clinch it. Serve here.
Straight into the net.
And that will do it. UTSA coming behind, down 2-3, clinching a 4-3 victory over the FAU Owls, sending them to the championship game where they'll play the number 1 seed, MTSU Blue Raiders. And what a game for the Roadrunners. A come-from-behind win. Got to be heartbreaking for the Owls, as they were just one game away from securing their spot in the championship. But they will fall victim here in Houston, 3-4 to the UTSA Roadrunners.
I'm in a little bit of disbelief on that one. I saw too many things that were not going FAU's way in the final minutes of that. The one being did he go into the net? Did he not go into the net? Is he allowing him extra time for taping of a non-injury? That's interesting. That's a little sus if you ask me. But nothing off of UTSA, because UTSA came to play. Just took them a lot longer to actually get there.
Now, if you're MTSU and you see these things, you saw they were gassed. I mean, that was.
If I'm UTSA?
No, if you're MTSU,
okay.
You see that. You see that if your team is able to, they were just gassed from this match alone, and now it's a short turnaround in less than 12 hours. You're right back out there. and you're going to be at the peak moment of when the heat's bearing down, right at that lunchtime, 11 o'clock start time.
Yeah.
Doubles, usually are going to finish around, the 12 o'clock time, depending on how long they go, pushes you into those singles matches that will now be 12, 1, 2, which is those usually the peak time for the heat. So if you're MTSU and you see that, you're like, we're glad we got out of there when we did. Because you can see once these matches go on, you're going to be gassed. Your players will be feeling that Texas heat. And if you're MTSU, you really want to finish early. But UTSA was able to buckle down, and they were finally able to scrap together. But also a little bit of some calls that could have gone FAU's way that just did not, and UTSA was able to take advantage of it, and they were able to bounce back, and they won 4-3, as we'll now have a 1-2 match in the championship game.
Interesting to see what goes into tomorrow. I mean, obviously, the Blue Raiders are saying, "Hey, stay out there as long as you possibly can. We want this to go, go till the nighttime if you have to." But here we are, 3 hours and 20 minutes into this game. 3 hours and 20 minutes is a pretty long time to actually spend on the court. Ask Pinho how he's feeling after 3:20 out on the courts.
So it was a long day indeed. So MTSU clinching a 4-0 victory versus the UAB Blazers. And then as you just saw there, the UTSA Roadrunners clinching that 4-3 victory over the FAU Owls, a 1-2 match for the championship game tomorrow at 11. And for all of you viewing, we want to thank you for viewing on the CUSA.TV website and the MTN Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back here at the ATC 11 a.m. sharp to watch MTSU play the UTSA Roadrunners bright and early down in Texas. You can catch it here live on the MTN Sports YouTube channel and CUSA TV.
And who do we have on the call tomorrow?
On the call tomorrow will be Dylan Simmons, I believe, and Noah Maddox here in the MTN broadcast. But for today, I'm your host, Matthew Hayden, joined alongside my wonderful analyst today, Dan Eschenfelder. Thank you for joining me, Dan.
Appreciate it. Had fun today.
So you can catch all the action here tomorrow live at 11.